aluminum front panels was something that we started doing in the 50s. The American high-end audio community has a tradition of using anodized aluminum front panels at a certain price point. It's just de rigueur. Or beyond front panels is when we get into the entire chassis, almost as a small micro-architectural sculpture. They were all specialized, and they needed something special, and they needed the beauty of the anodizing. That's why they were coming here.
Sure. This was the one I was talking about. Mm-hmm. This was the original.
Industrial design, mechanical engineering, prototyping, and production of the entire enclosure. So we would work and make sure all the circuit boards lined up. It's extremely digital. Like since we started in design, it's always been three-dimensional, and it's always been electronic, and there's always been a direct path, and this is extremely important, from the model to the physical piece. Outside vendors, you need to have control over design and manufacturing. I'll fast forward. In 2008, upwards of 80% of our business looked like high-end audio. It wasn't all audio. There was some video processing. There was some medical equipment. We basically hid a lot of computers. That experience has allowed us to really just push and push and push. And I felt like when I met Murali, okay, we've now learned a lot for a very long time. Now we can really use that in the right way. And I think I like the way they started at the top.
We did.
And then worked their way down. As a designer who's evolved and gone through many phases and learned, and I'm always taking a new technique and then pushing it further and pushing it further. When things pass final inspection, they laser engrave them, and it says Hermes, made in USA, NF, and a little code. So you'll see assembled boxes where we're going to end up. This is final inspection and light assembly. What we're doing here is there's a series of tanks that starts with soap and then goes to different etches that prepare the aluminum to be anodized. And then anodizing is an electrochemical process. We're building the crystals. That happens in the far back. Those crystals are porous, and that's where the dye goes. So this is prepare, build the pour, add the color, and then seal. The finishing operation done to them. And we'll see what they look like right off the machine. You notice this bone line that we talked about. There's that very, very simple line that just goes away. The process that they're doing to stand here and bead blast to give it this, you don't really want to touch it. It's all about just reducing the reflectivity to create light and shadow with that little fine detail. And then I don't know if you noticed, but Apple has a computer with a vent detail that's similar to this, that they released many, many years after I designed this. And the day that went public, I got dozens of emails saying yours is better. So this is how an integrated begins its life.
It's original.
Yes, this is the original. It's very, very precisely flat, but you're seeing the cuts. The cuts are reflective, so it gives it a false depth. These are your heat sinks. These are going to be integrated heat sinks. So that's the raw material, the before, and this is after the machining. So you can see these little chamfers, there, not too much different than that.
Wow.
And that's on the inside.
What's that? This is where you can integrate it in.
This is a decorative console for Holly Hunt. You can see it's using some of our texture techniques. And they have 5 different finishes. This is exactly what runs is inside of every machine. Yeah, it's a really great display.
Multiples of them, right? Because
for different types of operations.
How fast do they get blunt?
So X, Y, Z, and C. So the whole table can turn, so you can work on multiple sides. So this entire table can swing up and out of the way, so through our office area, which is very, very humble, but it's an important part of the story of who Neil Fay Company is. These are templates for a project that we're shipping to Taipei for Tiffany's. This is an example of a Louis Vuitton facade, and here's more of Dr. Dre's stair railings. Engineers moved from what is now our gallery to be closer to the programmers, and then production control moved here, and then internal sales moved here. So this humble room is the nerve center of the whole company. Was production silk screening. Now it's production silk screening and special art projects and special color, basically. And it also is an area for my personal work to live. These were just screened for you. So this feels a lot like an art gallery. This piece here is something we're fabricating for an artist, and those round pieces are things that we fabricated for an artist. Anything that you see that feels a little bit like water, that's all my work. So this is a piece of art that's waiting for a home to be completed. We've done other than some customization for very, very special crazy projects.